What's up, y'all? I am back with another video. It's at official Jakayla, and in today's video I'm gonna be sharing with you guys why I dropped out of college twice. Yes, not once, but 2 times. So if that sounds interesting to you, if you want to be nosy, if you just want to hear my story, definitely stay tuned and watch this video because it's gonna be good. This video I'm gonna be sharing with you guys why I dropped Hello?
Hey, Risha. Okay, I should be back that way. I'm doing one more errand. I should be back that way in around like 40 minutes an hour. When I'm getting close, I'll give you a ring. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Risha. Bye-bye.
Sorry. Alright, so first off, let me just start off by saying I do not condone people just dropping out of school without having a plan or just because they don't like it or anything of that sort. That's not what this is about. That's not this. This is not that. So if that's why you're here, there's the exit. I dropped out because college was not for me, but not in the way that you guys are thinking. So to really understand that story, I'm gonna rewind a little bit. We all are told, by our parents, most of us, that you got to have this career when you graduate. You want to make sure that you're set up. You want to make sure that you can provide for yourself. You have stability and all this other stuff, that you can have insurance. Job security basically is what it is. So we go through school, which is a whole nother story because that's a system designed to keep you in what they call the rat race. But we can talk about that another time. You go through school your whole life basically being groomed so that you can either go to school, so that you can either go back to school, college, and continuously go to school, masters, PhDs, doctorates, and all those other things, or so you can be a good worker, basically. That's what school is designed for. Now, like I said, that's a whole nother story. If y'all want to hear more about my opinions on that, leave me a comment below because I got a lot of them. But anywho, fast forward. So my entire life, was groomed to go to school, do good, make good grades so that you can have a career for yourself and your family and make a good living and all that good stuff. So when I got to about the 11th grade, I started thinking about, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to go to school for. In high school, I was taking engineering classes because I was really good at math, and it just made sense to go to college and pursue some type of degree that had math, that had to do with math. So I chose engineering, and I chose to go to Clemson University. That's where I ended up applying to. 12th grade year, I got in, and I started going to school the summer before school even started. Like, why? I was in college. I went to college for 2 years, and I was doing hair in my dorm all 2 of those years. Like, I was doing everybody's hair at Clemson. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Clemson, but it is a majority white school. So black people of color are the minority. And when I say the minority, I mean you might have 2 people in your class in a class full of 200 people. So yeah, we stick out. With that being said, there was not a lot of, there really was no stylist in Clemson that could do your hair. So I became that stylist. I was not licensed, but I knew how to braid, I knew how to do things, and I was eager to learn, and I liked doing it. So I was doing this literally for 2 years in college. Sometimes I would do this instead of going to school. Sometimes I would skip class to do hair and make some extra money. So I mean, it's these small things that started showing me hey, this might actually be something worth pursuing. I met my husband my second year, and he actually did not go to college. He went to college for a week or 2, and he already knew that college wasn't for him, but he was kind of just trying to, make his family proud or whatever. But after that didn't work, he was like, no, I'm not doing this. Got him a job, making really good money, and started going after his career. So I kind of had him as a great support. Not kind of, I did have him as a wonderful support after I realized, college was not what I wanted to do. But the thing is, I couldn't make a move. I was not making any moves, hence where Young Movement, my brand and business, came from. I was stuck, y'all. I was not making any moves towards what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. Partly because I did not know who I was, and was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So I was complacent and I was stuck. So The funny thing about life and God is that when you are given purpose, passion, and all of these things and gifts, if you don't use them, you'll lose them. Well, I was using them, but not to their full potential. So since I wasn't making these moves, God decided that, okay, well, I'm gonna push you something. Since you don't want to make the moves on your own, I'm just gonna give you a little nudge. So my nudge came in the form of a little baby. So my husband and I got pregnant, and that was literally like my nudge to start pursuing what it was that I loved and that I was good in. That was my nudge to make a move. So now that I had this reason to not go back, I was using it. And that became like my sole purpose in figuring out what I needed to do. We had a baby on the way, and I needed to figure this thing out because time was not going to wait on me. Time was not on my side anymore. So I withdrew to have our daughter, and by the time all of that was taking place, I had already, arranged to be taking classes at a technical school that was local while I figured it out. And then I also had gotten an engineering internship while I was still pregnant. And that is where I went wrong. So I got this internship, and I was making like $22 an hour as an intern before I even graduated school. Now, as a, how old was I? 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, as a 20-year-old, $22 an hour without any kind of degree, like that's pretty damn good. So that really like put me in a place of having to now make another move. On top of that, making that much money, I was also offered a full-time position before I even graduated. So I was making $22 an hour, which would go up to 20, I want to say 4 or 5. I don't even know how much more it went up, if not more than that. It's so long ago. But it was going to go up to way more. I had a full-time position, had benefits and all that stuff being offered to me while I'm still in college. All I had to do was finish. So you can see like what my dilemma was. I already knew in the back of my head that this is not what I wanted to do. I was surrounded by people on that job, on that internship, that hated what they were doing, y'all. Like they hated it and had been there for like 30 some years, getting ready to retire, and like absolutely hated the job. So I really knew that that's not what I wanted to do. So I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I did not win. I did not win at all. Like I was weak. I still did not have confidence in what I was doing because I had a lot of people, including family, that was telling me, hey, like, what are you gonna do? You guys have a baby on the way, you need a career, you need a job, you need benefits, you need insurance. How are you gonna support a child doing hair? If you have something that you want to pursue in life, something that, you are very passionate about, and you wanna do it, you can make it happen, your dreams basically, just don't share it with anybody else. Don't share it because you never know like what people's intentions are and like how they really feel about it. And letting that negativity within, your positive dreams, your positive goals for yourself and all that other stuff, letting that negativity penetrate within all of that can really like destroy your belief in yourself and in what you believe in and in your dreams. So if I can share with you guys another tip, it would definitely be to keep your dreams and your goals, your aspirations, all of these things, your plans, keep them to yourself until they're actually, in motion and you've actually done them. Sharing your dreams with anyone who has negative thoughts, negative feelings, any negativity towards them, who don't believe in them as wholeheartedly and fully as you do, who aren't aligned like you are with them, can really kill them, to be quite honest. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat it at all. Like it will really destroy that entire dream and that entire goal, and most importantly, it will destroy your viewpoint and how you feel about that specific goal or dream. So if you have something that you're trying to pursue or something that you truly believe in, don't share it with anybody else unless you know that they can believe in it, that they will believe in it the way that you do. I didn't do that when I decided I wasn't going back to school. One, because I was still subconsciously seeking approval from outside sources like my family, like my loved ones. Like I still wanted them to approve what I was doing because I was scared. I didn't know that what I was going to do, I wasn't certain that what I was going to do was going to work. So I wanted support, and most often we try to seek support from our family and from other outside individuals when we shouldn't be. Simply because one, they weren't given the goals and the dreams and the desires, and they weren't given the vision that you have. So there's nothing that they can offer you if they don't have even the slightest vision of what it is you're trying to pursue. And I hope that makes sense. And I was doing this literally. I told everybody that I told, aside from my husband, and eventually like my dad, and eventually everybody understood and saw once I started doing it. But it wasn't until like, I actually went full forth and just started and decided, hey, I'm going to do this, that they understood. I was telling them, and I was getting some negative feedback. I think the worst thing that I heard about my choice, my decision of not to go to school was, well, what are you gonna do? Like, who do you think you are? What are you gonna do? And basically, like, are you just okay with not, doing anything in life and being lazy, and like some really crazy off the wall shit, y'all, like really crazy. And like, that's not what God has for you, and what like your purpose and what the outcome's gonna be. But at the same time, you still have that little voice that's in your head saying, oh, well, are they right? Oh, well, I could fail. Oh, well, you know what I mean? And you don't need that negativity. Like, you don't need that negativity in your life when you're trying to reach your goals. So keep it to yourself until you do it. It'll save you a lot of drama. It'll save you a lot of trauma. It'll save you a lot of questioning yourself and what it is that you're doing. It'll save you a lot of what ifs about what you have going for yourself. It will save you a lot, y'all. Listen to me. I know this. It will save you. Keep it to yourself. Keep it on hush. Be quiet. Don't share it. Zip it up. Throw away the key. For real. Trust me. Fast forward. I ended up going back to school. I had all these opinions in my head, all these what ifs in my head from everybody else, all the outside noise coming to me full force, and I just was weak. I did not have the confidence. I did not have the knowledge. I just was not mentally strong enough to make the decision to follow my dreams. And it happens. So I went back. I did another semester. We actually let my mom keep my daughter for a semester, which was, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how people do it. My mom kept my daughter for a semester, and my husband and I literally was dying. Like, we was missing such a big part of us. Like, I really don't know how people do that. I don't know how. Cause I could not. I just couldn't. We was coming home every weekend, every holiday, literally every weekend we was driving halfway to pick up our daughter, bring her to Clemson, and halfway is an hour and a half to Columbia. Sometimes further, sometimes all the way, which is 3 hours back home. Driving that distance to come pick up my daughter, just to have her from Friday night when we got back to Clemson, Saturday, and then Sunday, and then back on the road Sunday evening to bring her back home so that she could be, ready for the week coming up, and that we could be ready for the week coming up. It was crazy, and like, we were delusional. So like, after doing that for like maybe like 2 months, maybe, we was like, nah, this is not it. Like, we both was like, we're getting our kid. We don't know how we're gonna make it work. But our child is coming up here and living with us, and we'll figure out the rest later. And guess what? We did just that. And everybody said we couldn't. Everybody said it wasn't gonna work. Everybody said we needed to focus on school, but that just was not it. And like, we knew it, so we made it happen. Well, now that our daughter is up in school, up at Clemson with us, we really had, to make some different arrangements and figure things out. And that was my second nudge to make another move. I still knew I did not want to be doing what I was doing. I still did not want to be pursuing an engineering degree, yet I went back. Why? Because I was scared. I went back, and it just was not gonna work. Like, I could not do this and take care of my child, go to school. I was stressed out, y'all. Like, I was so stressed out. Like, now I'm faced with this decision to make another move, and I ended up withdrawing again, because for the second time, that's number 2, withdrawing, and I call it withdrawing, but technically I'm dropping out because I have no intention of going back either time. Neither time did I have any intentions on going back to school. So I withdrew, dropped out, whatever you want to call it, and decided that I was gonna get my cosmetology license, that I was going to work in a salon downtown Clemson, and I was gonna dominate the Clemson area, y'all. That was my plan. I did not know how I was gonna do it. I did not know who was gonna babysit for us because my husband worked a 9 to 5 while we was figuring all of this stuff out. I had a job on campus. Like, I did not know how we was gonna do it. I also still had to help him with paying our bills, like all of that stuff, daycare, electricity, water, like food on the table, like all that stuff. So we didn't know how we was gonna do it, but we both knew that it had to be done. We had no idea what the freak we were doing, y'all. It was rough. Like, it was really rough, but it was so worth it. If I could do it again, I would do it in a heartbeat, just because the benefits that we are reaping now from taking that leap and making a move are far greater than what they would have been if we had just stayed complacent and stayed stagnant and stayed, you know, comfortable in the situation that we was in. Right now we have 3 businesses. They're all doing very well. We work for each other's businesses, basically. Like, there's nothing that he can't do in my business, hair, all that stuff, selling hair online, nothing that I can't do in his business, which is a service, like providing service, floor care, and all that other stuff. Like, we're such a good team, and it was literally like a leap of faith, but we knew what our dreams were, we knew what our purpose was, and we knew we could make it work, and we did just that. So if you're thinking about, you know, following your dreams and going against the normal, for me it was not going to school. My normal would have been to went to school. Going against the normal was dropping out of school. Like, that was my risk that I had to take to get to where I am. To get something that you really want, you're always gonna have to give up something. And for me, I had to give up going to school. I had to give up, you know, being, yeah, I'm smart, but I had to give up, you know, that idea of, oh, well, she's supposed to be getting a degree in this and making this amount of money in this kind of career. Like, I had to give all that up. I had to redefine myself outside of just my schooling. I had to redefine who I was as a person and what I love to do. And when you figure it out, it's gonna be scary at every step. Every step of the way is gonna be scary, especially when you're blazing a new path that no one before you has ever gone down. There's no step-by-step guide to how do you do this. There's no step-by-step guide as how do you make this work and where do you go for this kind of information. It's literally hustle. It's literally doing your own research, staying up 2-3 days straight in a row. Like, it's a lot of work, but when I tell you it's so worth it, like, no exaggeration, it is so worth it, because now we are on a path to be millionaires, if not billionaires. You know what I mean? Like, we are on a path to be financially free. You're gonna need, you know, love and understanding and a lot of talking to somebody. For me, I had my husband to talk to. I had somebody with someone that was like-minded, that understood, you know, the path we were going down, understood the path I was going down, and I understood the path he was going down. We faced so many challenges to get here, but I just want to let y'all know that it's possible, and you can do it too. I'm not saying you have to drop out of college to do it, but everything is possible. Everything, anything, all things are possible. You just got to believe, and you just got to make a plan in order to get there. So that is my story about how I dropped out of college and why I dropped out of college twice and where it has gotten me. And I hope that it inspires you guys. I hope that, you know, you take one thing away from this, if not the entire story. If the whole story didn't motivate you, then that's fine. I just hope you take one thing from it. If this motivated you guys, you know, to maybe start your own business, to maybe pursue something that you love, definitely leave me a comment below, because I want to hear about it. I want to hear about your stories. I want to hear about the moves that you guys are making. Thank you guys for supporting my channel, as always, for supporting me. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.